I'm really very happy to be here, and this has been in my mind for a long time to come and meet you in your office and get to know you better as a person and also Adani Group more. So, thank you for having me here.
Thanks for the opportunity, Tanya. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I was actually wondering, you have been here for some time, and if I'm not wrong, about 10 or 12 years. How has it been for you as a person?
Yeah, I've been here for the last more than 10 years now. So I came in 2011, early part of 2011. And yeah, I mean, the experience has been good. Brisbane is a great city. Yeah. Obviously, I came from the business which we had started here. So I was one of the first one to start the project here, and I've been with the group for more than 25 years. So been enjoying the Brisbane. It's a beautiful city. It's got a great lifestyle.
Yeah, certainly. So I think it's very easy to call Brisbane and Queensland your home, isn't it? Which is the same experience for a lot of us as Queenslanders now.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, it's very easy to adapt in a city like Brisbane. It's a nice city, great weather,
And people are
great people
amazing.
are amazing. Yeah.
Great. You did have a lot of ups and downs, and here we are. So that's what really I want to talk to you about and find out a bit more. Because we hear a lot of coal mine stories and things like that. But there's a lot more to Adani Group. So you are one of the major producers of solar energy. Can you tell me more about that, please?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tanya. That we are known here because of the project, and obviously it attracted a lot of attention and a lot of noise in the media. But a lot of people forget that we have a very, very diversified company. I mean, we have 7 listed companies in India, and our market cap is more than 200 billion US.
200 billion.
Yeah, so we are a well diversified company, and we are one of the largest renewable company. So as we speak right now, we are a #1 international solar company, and we have planned to become our world's largest renewable company in the next few years.
Right, I didn't know that side about
Yeah.
the renewable business. So you have the renewable business here in Australia as well?
Yes, we do. So just to
Nice.
talk a little bit more about our overall renewable business, we are both into solar and wind generation in India, and we are about 25,000 megawatt under either in operations, construction, or contracted. And we have plans to invest about 50 to 70 billion dollars in next few years in the field of both manufacturing, backward integration, and as well as to grow the renewable portfolio, including hydrogen. So we have most of our investment going forward is going into the clean energy technology or clean energy business.
That's amazing. That's something that it's something that I'm beginning to learn that side of your business. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
The news about the free trade agreement, it's really historic. It's amazing that we have secured something like that. What are the benefits that this will bring about?
Yes. So, Tanya, before I forget to
Yeah.
answer your previous question,
Sure.
we have a 65 megawatt of solar generation in central Queensland.
Right.
So, name of the business is called Rugby Run Solar Private Limited, and we generate about 65 megawatt of solar generation. So, it powers about 23,000 homes.
23,000 homes.
That's correct. Yeah.
Solar.
Yeah. And we've been operating since last 3 to 4 years now, and we've been rated Queensland's #1 solar generation unit.
That's phenomenal that you've been able to provide light and all the energy through solar for this many homes. That's phenomenal. That's something that I'm learning now. That's amazing.
Yeah, we are proud of what we do. So we try to excel in whatever business we get into. And one fun fact is that in that 65 megawatt of solar generation, a large number of solar panels have come from our own factory in India, where we manufacture solar panels.
Gee,
Uh,
that's really what we work and believe in. Business between India and Australia.
So we're still talking more about the renewable energy and the clean energy, and I just wanted to elaborate a bit more.
Yes.
That it's important that India becomes self-reliant on the renewable front as well, and our group's fundamental objective is to make sure that we invest enough into the manufacturing which goes into the all clean energy technologies. So just to give you an example, we are currently manufacturing 1.5 or 1,500 megawatt of solar modules and solar cells, and we are going into the backward integration of the entire value chain of solar as well as wind and potentially hydrogen as well. This will not only help to become self-reliant, but it ensures that the products are manufactured on a most reliable and affordable way.
Wow, that seems like a lot of planning and energy and strategies being put into place to what you have achieved over here.
Yes.
So coming back to the free trade, how do you think this would benefit Adani Group?
See, it's a historic moment for between both the countries. It's a defining moment between both India and Australia. Both countries, they have a lot of things in common. We have the same judiciary system, we have Commonwealth, and we both have a lot of other things in common. A lot of people say about cricket, Commonwealth. They complement each other as well. So Australia has a surplus of products which are needed in Australia, in India, and India has got a surplus in products and services which are needed in Australia. So this agreement becomes a platform for both the countries to leverage it and maximize its true potential. Australia gets a big benefit that it gets a market which is of a country which is fastest growing democracy in the world. So it's a huge benefit for Australia, and Australia is filled with all the resources, critical minerals, many resources, including agriculture products as well. So from an Indian point of view, that's a big benefit, getting an access to the key resources for people of India, and vice versa, Australia gets an access to almost zero duty products from India, many products, predominantly textiles.
Correct.
And also services. There's resources, the skill pool available from India, which is required in a country like Australia. So you get an access to that, and it helps us, and it complements both the countries.
Absolutely, it's a win-win scenario, historic moment, very proud of it. Adani Group is one of the biggest investors in Australia. May I ask you, what do you think that you have brought through the investment for people in Australia like us?
Yeah, so we've been investing since last 12 years. We've invested more than $7 billion in Australia, predominantly in Queensland. Through our projects, we bring the regional prosperity in Queensland. So that's while we were developing this project, just to give you some facts and figures, we had a peak workforce of 2,600 people, direct jobs, and close to 9,000 jobs indirectly. And we were right in the middle of developing this project during the pandemic, so it was much needed at that time. It has helped complete regional Queensland. Our other strategy has always been to support the regional manufacturers and suppliers and contractors. So again, another fact is that almost 55% of our business, which is more than about $1 billion of investment that we did while executing this project, it came from regional Queensland,
Right.
and more than 70% of our capital spend came from Queensland. So yeah, a massive benefit to the regional Queensland. It has helped to also grow, work with First Nation people. So we
Right.
have a plan, our commitment is to have a minimum of 7.5% employment
Oh, that's
to the First Nation people, and to have 250 million business opportunities and contracts with First Nation people. So it has got a wider benefit, and this project is not only for, it was just for 2 or 3 years when, 3 years we executed this project, but the benefits of this project will flow for generations to come, because we'll continue to remain one of the largest employer in the regional Queensland. So many benefits as far as Australia is concerned, and if I can just say that through this project and through this commodity, it will also help the access to the key resource in a country like India,
yeah.
where reliability and affordability for the energy
Yeah.
is so critically important.
Yeah, I'm really inspired by the work, and so that really keeps me, you know, amazed and amused about the whole journey. What do you think that you have been most proud of for the last 12 years being in Australia?
We are super proud of this project. We have delivered what we have promised. So the commitment from our shareholder, commitment from our people, has been the proudest moment. We always believe we are not doing anything wrong. Our project benefits both the countries. It creates the employment in the regional part of Australia, and it gives an access to energy, which is much required in a developing nation like India. So very proud of being resilient and continue to deliver on our commitment and promises. So the benefits, as I said, of this project, generations will be able to reap those benefits.
Right. It does make me proud as well, because you're an Indian origin company and creating so much of impact in the job market, creating jobs, helping the First Nations. It's just outstanding work. Sure, you'll be really proud of it, and we are very proud of it.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah, no, we are all our people. They remain motivated. That the commitment, in spite of all this noise, in spite of so much of negativity, which revolved around this project, but people or key stakeholders, and largely the support from our shareholders, it didn't waver. I mean, we remain resilient, the tenacity, and ensuring it that we will not give up and will continue to deliver this, because we firmly believe that we are not doing anything wrong. It's benefiting both the countries.
Yeah, keeps me, I can't help thinking that now you are doing a lot, the group is doing a lot. You're in forefront of creating the hydrogen in India. If I may ask, why do you still need to do mining and export coal?
As I mentioned earlier, Tanya, that we believe, as a group, we believe in reducing our transition to a lower carbon footprint. But it's not a question of stopping something and starting something, because the market has not yet matured. We need to ensure that the countries which are starving from energy get an access to affordable and reliable energy So just to give you an example, the energy consumption per capita in India is 1/3 of global average, which means there are millions of people still do not have access to energy. Now, unfortunately, India does not have access to other resources where they can generate that kind of lower carbon footprint energy. So we need to ensure that there is a meaningful transition happens.
So there's enough to provide.
Yeah, and the transition from to a clean energy happens in a most mature and in a sensible manner. So just need to ensure that the people still continue to have access to energy which is affordable and reliable. And as the facts and figures are saying that we all are more than 75 or 85% of our future investment is going into clean energy.
Right.
So we need to continue that journey and ensure that the transition happens in an orderly fashion. So we just need to continue providing the resources, and not only that, the resources that we have in Australia it's much more net positive from an environment point of view than any other resources. Australia has probably one of the best resources.
Yes.
So it's important that we continue that journey.
That now that explains, in this planet why you would still do what you do. It totally makes sense. You have the group has done enormous work, lot of activities in different parts of the world, and as you were explaining about your strong contribution to the deprived or less how do I put it, the needy people in India and things like that. I understand there's a foundation that you have in India. Could you tell me a little bit more about that, please?
Yes, absolutely. So just to give you a background, we run a Adani Foundation, and it's managed by Mrs. Priti Adani. So she's the wife of a chairman, and again, the group firmly believes, and whatever they do it from within, to ensure that if we are doing a business, we are also contributing to the society in which we live in. So the primary objective of the foundation is to work in the area of education, health, community infrastructure, and sustainable livelihood. These are the four areas which are probably the need of a country like India. So some facts and figures that we touch about close to 4 million lives annually. Through our foundation, we operate in more than 2,000 villages, 2,000 or 3,000 villages. I'll have to get the figures right, but we operate in this many villages. So in terms of education, we provide free education or a subsidized education. In terms of health, we have a mobile clinic, and we run affordable hospitals. In community infrastructure, we construct dams and ponds, all water type of infrastructure. So company firmly believes that if we are running a business, we should contribute to the society. And for that, we don't do too much publicity also, I'm sure you would have seen. But we do a significant amount of work in our foundation to ensure that we are giving it back to the society, we are making difference to people, and largely in the areas, in the rural areas where there's a need, and it's making a difference and impact to the livelihood of people.
The impact and the benefits of what you are doing through the foundation in India, I think it will go a long way. It'll touch a lot of people's lives and hearts. I'm really proud to be sitting and talking with you. Before we wrap up, I have a final question.
Yes.
It's always been in my mind, and I can't help asking you this. we've heard a lot about the issues, the challenges that you had faced. And how come you turned that negative to a positive, successful business here in Queensland?
Yeah, it's a good question. A lot of people have asked us that, how have you managed this, and how have you resisted this as well? So, it takes a lot of effort and commitment to resist or withstand this kind of backlash that we have had through this project. Short answer is that we firmly believed that we are not doing anything wrong. We firmly believe that this is a defining project or a signature project between two countries. We also didn't want to let anyone down. We represent country like India, and we just want to make sure that whatever negativity which has come through this project, we don't want to let Indian community down. We just want to tell them that, look, we want all of the Indian community to be proud of a company which, in spite of all this backlash and massive amount of negativity, still withstood and delivered this project, which has impacted and it is contributing to both the countries. So and we continue to deliver on what we say. So we say that we are going to implement this project within this timelines. We delivered it. So speak the truth and deliver on whatever you promise. We said we will contribute to the regional Queensland. We'll make sure that we have a regional content strategy. We give preferences to the small businesses in region. We develop we create employment from towns like Townsville, Rockhampton, or Central Queensland. We did that, exactly what we said. So that people can see through it. And now when you go to the site, you can see that the progress has been there. We have developed this in the record time. So we're very proud of people appreciate it, and it helps to grow that. So we people working with us, all the stakeholders, the contractors, suppliers, they've all been all appreciative of it. That our business dealings with them, the transactions were extremely professional. And I'll just give you one more fun fact, that there is not a single project developed in Australia which is, let's say, more than $1 billion, which has had zero legal dispute.
Wow.
We have had zero legal dispute for $2.5 billion project.
That is something outstanding.
Yeah.
I'm totally inspired. The key things that I've taken, that I would take away from our conversation is that you constantly believed in the project. Adani Group, every single one of you believed in the project. You sticked, you were firm on the timelines when you would deliver, and you continued to speak the truth from the day one, like what you believe you want to deliver. And over the years, you have proved that you have constantly been engaging with the community. It is an outstanding achievement. It does make us all really proud and happy. It must be hard for you to go through all this. So you have been dealing with so much of backlash. Has that affected you?
If you're not human, if it doesn't affect you, that if you're going through this for the last 10, 12 years. So yeah, obviously it has affected me personally as well, but at the same time, we remain committed. There's a tremendous support from the shareholders, and that motivated us. We never felt once that we are not going to get support from the shareholders, which is an incredible security to have for us and entire team over here. It got us going. Yes, there have been difficult moments. In fact, I would say there has never been a dull moment while we have been developing this project. But yeah, kept going, remained focused, and didn't waver from the target that we wanted to, what we wanted to do, and build a great team as well. So we have a lot of like-minded team members, and all are committed, fiercely committed.
You are good at your team. Amazing, inspiring story. Thank you so much. I'm very impressed. So those who are watching this conversation, I would be surprised if they don't get inspired. Thank you so much for spending your time with me.
Thanks for an opportunity, Tanya.